Streaming Weird World Order broadcast. Dinosaurs connected. Initiating broadcast signal in
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ladies, gentlemen, and knights of the Nerd World Order, this is the Nerd World Order broadcast. I am the man that you call Dukes, and to my right, it's all about the...
Booyah, what's up? It's your boy Joe, baby.
And to my other right, weighing in at 178 adamantium filled pounds income and straight out of Krakoa, Alfonso X-Man Flores.
Mein Gotten Himmel.
That's a good one. I love that one.
Nightcrawler.
It is.
I thought that I was going to say, is that Nightcrawler? But what if I'm wrong?
Yeah.
That's all the German I know.
That's all the German you need to know. So that's perfect.
Was it? Da, yeah. Or is it da?
It's da.
It's
Da.
da, right?
That's yes, right, Alfonso? See?
Oh, no. Da's Russian. German is
Oh.
Ja.
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 There
Ja.
you go. Ja.
Yes, my friend. My friend.
Yeah. Well, ladies, gentlemen, and knights of the Nerd World Order, we are not going to be discussing the X-Men, even though Alfonso will find a way to transition this into the X-Men. We are going to be talking season 4 of the Amazon original The Boys. So this is going to be an interesting episode because one of us refused to watch it. One of us is sorry he watched it, and one of us likes every single thing he sees. So this will be real fun. Strap on your seatbelts and let's get into this episode of, there will be spoilers, but not from Joe, this episode of the Nerd World Order broadcast. So I'll start it off. I feel like somewhere along the way, and I don't know why, The Boys fizzled out. It turned into one of those shows, and I have nothing to compare it to. Maybe I'm comparing The Boys to The Boys. There's just a gross factor. And instead of actually having plot, story, character development, they just have gross factor. And they try to create characters that are just more offensive and more despicable than the last character. And that's all they're doing now. So I wasn't excited to see this season of The Boys. And as I watched it, I just said meh quite a few times, but we'll discuss more of my mehs. How about you, Alfonso?
Of course, I'm loving it, man. I do see some character growth. I mean, the growth wasn't with Mother's Milk because his beard fell off, and he definitely, he lost some weight, but his beard was just who he was, man. Can't be shaving that off. But I see some growth with like Homelander. He's in a position where like nobody is challenging him because everybody's too afraid of getting like lasered. So he actually brings somebody into the fold. And we'll discuss this later. Who will actually challenge him, because when you're at the top like that, and everybody's just a yes man. It's like, well, am I doing the right thing? This is what I want to do? Could we be doing something better? So I see some growth with Homelander. He's getting fed up with a lot of stuff. As far as the boys go, and the boys is the team of non-soups who are against soups. Billy Butcher is, man, he's having a tough time this go around. So he's always a fun character to watch. We got a new introduction. We've got Negan. He's on the show now. Him and his baseball bat. No, it's not Negan. That's And it's like their publicist, man, she's getting the short end of the stick this time. I see a lot of fun with it. Starlight, she's growing a little bit. Kamiko, man, she's so good. She's like the feral Wolverine type. So I'm excited to see what happens. I know they want to close it up. I think season 5 is going to be the final season already announced. But you can tell it's on its way to some big changes. We do have a new Black Noir, and we have no idea who's under that costume, because clearly last season we saw Black Noir get taken down by Homelander, and this one is just like, who knows? He's actually talking, and Deep's always telling him to shut up. So can't wait to see what goes on with that.
Joe, why did you refuse to watch season 4 of The Boys?
That gross factor is exactly what you said. Like, I don't need to see. I didn't even finish season 2. Is one particular scene that I won't go into, but if you watch The Boys, you know what I'm talking about. And after I seen that, I was like, I really don't need to see that. Like, I get the jokes; it's okay, you know. Like, hey, everyone always made a joke about Aquaman and some underwater sea urchins, and then now you want to do the joke. Okay, ha 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 ha. You know, but it's like, bro, okay, like to your point, you had mentioned it's the gross factor and try to that's it. I'm just not into that. Like I'm like if it's good, I don't mind, but I'm really not into that. Okay. You know, you did it for season 1. Can you be any different? Like I feel like Incredibles, it does it, but it does it in a better way. Like I think the story is a lot better in Incredible than it is in this one. And it has the gross factor too. The gross factor of bodies blowing up. Not the gross factors of other things that they be trying to do. Like no one needs to see that stuff. They have a weird, strange thing to do with little tiny people.
Are you talking about Invincible?
Invincible.
Yeah, Invincible.
Okay, Incredibles. I was like the Pixar. The
Oh, did I
what?
say Incredibles? My bad. In my mind, I was thinking Invincible.
No worries, no worries, bro. But I
Yeah.
was like,
No,
I'm gonna watch that
It's
movie now.
yeah, no, it's Invincible. But like they have an issue with little tiny people doing like the most gross stuff with these tiny people, and it's like okay, cool. Like I'm just not into that. And if you're into that, hey, kudos to you, bro. Or a girl, ladies, you know, like it's whatever floats your boat. Like I'm just not into that. You know, like the first season was okay, and I did my little Wikipedia thing. And so, like, my question to you guys is because I have a question: Black Noir in the comics ended up killing Homelander. You think they're going to do that in this one?
That's a good call. Also in the comics, Black Noir was a clone
Right.
of Homelander, so we had the same power set and everything. Clearly, he didn't in the boys. We got to see a little bit of his backstory. As far as who this person is, I don't know. There was speculation that he was the one kid from Gen V who was like locked in the basement. Remember? But the way he's talking, it doesn't sound like it's him. This guy sounds like he's some kind of classically trained actor who's like, I need to know what my motivation is. I can't just stand here and not talk. And how am I supposed to act when I can't talk?
You think he's a clone?
No.
No,
Just
he's a white dude.
Yeah, you think so?
I think so, dude.
Ooh.
He's got a bit of that. Whoa.
Nah, I'm gonna say it's a black dude.
Mm.
Yeah. Maybe it's just because automatically I just assume Black Noir is a black dude, you know, but I could see them going with Black Noir being a white dude because that's like it's a good turn there. So I think Alfonso might be right. I'm changing my opinion.
Well,
So Joe, there's just so much, dude. There's just so much that you hate, and they cranked it up to 11 on season 4.
Yeah, see, I'm not going to watch that. Like, what's that? Like the bootleg Captain America? I remember you said that scene was good.
Yeah.
But it didn't intrigue me to go watch it, man.
Here, wait, maybe this will sell you on it, Joe. You know the Multiple Man, right? Jamie Madrox's Multiple Man, the X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
All right, his power duplicate, right?
Mm-hmm.
So imagine everything you hate about this show with him. It was that many, yeah. So maybe that won't sell yet. Never mind.
What is that? What they're trying to get people to watch is this the gross factor and the instead of actually having good writing.
Well, Joe, you just helped me segue into a phrase that I haven't used in a long time, but it's definitely apropos. Lazy writing. Because when you don't have a good story and you don't know where to go, and I feel like that's the problem with this season, they have this idea. Homelander is having a mental breakdown. They have that idea. They also have this idea that Billy Butcher is facing his mortality. That's Alfonso, excuse me if I'm wrong. Everything else is just extra. Those are the two things that's going on. And they cannot build a story off of that. So they use all these gross factors in order to keep people talking about the show. I mean, look, me and Alfonso are talking about multiple men's multiple units. you know?
So here's the thing, like one thing about the boys that I guess I can appreciate, you know, is the fact that, you know, superpowers are what they are, right? And sometimes unless you have a secondary superpower, you know, it's not going to work the way you think it's going to work. Like say Cyclops, for instance. Cyclops has that super, you know, optic blast, but he's got to have some really strong neck muscles to be able to support him falling from a certain height, you know. He's got to have some kind of extra like strength in his neck to hold that head and that concussive force that he shoots out, right? So there's something there. Superman, he can fly. You know, he's got all kinds of secondary powers to explain things. So when Multiple Man multiplies, he multiplies everything that he's holding on to. So if he has a gun, he multiplies with another gun and all the clothes that he's wearing. So this guy has no, I forget his name, I don't know, Deuce or something. He has is Drop a Deuce. That's no, it's not Drop a Deuce. He doesn't have a secondary power. He just can multiply. So when he multiplies, what happens? He rips out of his clothes and he becomes two separate people. Is he wearing clothes? No, because he doesn't have any kind of secondary power, right? When Hugh was teleporting, right? He didn't have a secondary power. He could teleport, but his clothes didn't go with him. So even though it's gratuitous nudity, it actually makes sense. So it kind of gives this superhero reality a little bit more realism, in my opinion.
Bro, I think if he teleported with his clothes on, ain't no one gonna be like, that's not real.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
would
if he
think
teleported,
that,
he shouldn't have clothes on.
yeah, I would think the method of teleportation, that would be like if you have your hand on someone and you teleport, then they teleport with you. It would
Yeah.
make sense that your clothes also teleport with you.
Right.
Yeah, but was he able to teleport anybody? I don't remember if you did that. It could be like I could only teleport organic matter, you know, like
It could be, but I mean, either way, I kind of look at it like if you think about all the teleporters, Nightcrawler, for instance, because he is the best, and I guess I did just segue into uh, an X-Men reference. But that being said, most teleporters, they teleport
Right.
through, like, let's say they create some sort of field or they create some sort of door or something like that. So I would say that based on the logistics that we've seen in teleporting, you don't just teleport yourself, you teleport yourself and stuff around you,
right.
generally speaking.
See, I would have thought you would have thought I remember this one.
Oh,
Joe said something about he hates the boys. Then he
No, I said you would have thought you remember this one.
oh, you mean instant transmission?
Yeah.
Yeah. Same thing.
That's Goku. He would always do that. That's like
Yeah.
Goku from Dragon Ball.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
could run over and show you my instant transmission statue I have, but
Yeah.
I
And
haven't
his
even
clothes
taken
stayed
it.
on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
Ain't no one
See?
trying to see that, bro.
Yeah, no one's trying to see naked heroes around here except Alfonso. Then he justifies it.
I ain't trying to see it. You know, it's not my favorite thing in the world, but you know, I was just saying it makes a little more sense. But you know, in the harsh reality of our reality, because I mean, look at all these sci-fi movies where they're trying to teleport things or shrink things. Like even in no, I guess like Ant-Man, right? When Yellow Jacket's trying to shrink everything, he could shrink inorganic matter, but organic matter he was having issues with. When he did the goat, turned out inside out and turned into a glob. But you know, he could shrink like I don't know what was he shrinking, a desk or something.
Mhm.
I don't know. It just scientifically it makes a little more sense. And I mean, I'm no scientist, but I do play one on TV. So
I thought you were a scientist because you had the glasses. I was like, oh.
well,
Alfonso-
actually,
Right. But I also feel like nobody can do that anyway. So how do you know for sure whether or not your clothes are going to go with you?
Yeah,
anyways?
that's true. That's true. Or maybe
I think they're
people
just
can
doing it.
teleport. I mean, what if
Yeah.
people can teleport and they teleport with their clothes on? So we don't know.
Yeah.
or they're too embarrassed to teleport because their clothes don't come with them.
If I could teleport, regardless if my clothes were on or not, I'd be teleporting all the time. I'd be showing up like, hey, y'all, make sure you have an extra set of clothes for when I get there. But I'm teleporting everywhere I go. I'd be like, hey, it's Naked Dukes, and I just teleported here.
Now, now the guy that could teleport is he a superhero or is he a villain?
No, no, no.
Uh,
It's Hugh, the main guy. He had
took
taken some
Compound V?
drugs. Yeah, Compound V, so that he gained the power.
Oh,
And when they
so
took
Hugh
it, they
gets
didn't
his
know what
power.
kind of they didn't know what kind of power they were gonna get. For some reason, Butcher somehow knew that he would get Homelander's powers. So he was able to go toe to toe with Homelander alongside oh my gosh, what's his name? The Captain America dude. Super Soldier Boy.
Soldier
You never mind.
Yeah, now I'll have that song stuck in my head. I apologize, everyone who now has that song stuck in their head as well.
And I mean you.
So, Alfonso, I want to really get into this quasi progression that you're talking about. So, I feel like they introduced some interesting characters like Sister Sage.
Yeah.
I'm liking her.
Please,
But
it's just Sage. No, I'm kidding.
I did it. I did it. But at the end of episode 3, she showed a romantic interest in.
Yes.
I don't know his name. The Deep.
The Deep.
Yeah,
He got deep. No. Okay. Now I was watching episode 3 and I'm like, what? I had to rewind it. It's not rewind, it's reverse because we're not using tapes. I had to reverse it, right? Okay, so she's sitting there all stupid, laying back, all relaxed, watching stupid reality TV.
Mhm.
She's eating a blooming onion and she's into the deep. I mean, all things that don't seem like her. She's the smartest woman in the world, right?
Mhm.
And so far, everything has done nothing but annoy her because everything is so stupid. But she's sitting here watching this stupid show. If you looked on the table, there was like a 9-inch spike with like
Yeah.
a handle on it with
Right.
blood all over it. She
Yeah.
lobotomized herself. She lobotomizes herself to relax. And then somehow she must heal over. So because she's probably so uptight all the time, like she's like, oh, this sucks. I'm gonna lobotomize myself. I'm gonna take a little break and I'm good to go. And then I heal up and I'm good. Right. So she's got to have some kind of secondary power of healing or somebody to heal her. Or now she's just stupid.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. I saw that very long spike and I was like, what is that?
Yeah.
I didn't understand it.
I've done too much research in lobotomies for some odd reason. They would take that spike, like actual psychiatrists take that spike, go through.
Stop. We don't want to know, Alfonso. We know. We
You
know,
know,
bro.
but
We
there's
know.
the audience out there. It's somebody's first comic
If
book.
if y'all have not looked up lobotomies, do that on your own time. I don't want to hear about anybody putting anything up anyone's nose. And no, Alfonso, come on, my dude. It's first of all, how many inches was the spike?
I think the only reason I guessed at the inches is because I remember reading it. It's either like 6 or 9 inches. I'm a little dyslexic, so it's one of those.
Okay, so I guess my point is just imagine a 6 to 9 inch spike and you're trying to shove it all the way up your nose. It's got to go somewhere, and that's all you need to figure out. It's just no, Alfonso. See, just another reason for Joe to go, I ain't gonna watch this crap.
Yeah.
If he saw
both
Sister
ain't
Sage, he'd
convincing
be
me.
into it.
Both aren't convincing me.
Yeah. We're not convincing Joe very well. But Sister Sage, getting back to Sister Sage, now that I have a whole different perspective on that scene, she's a pretty interesting character. Looking into her, I at some point would expect her to try to take leadership of the 7.
Yeah.
Because similar to Homelander's perspective that he's superior and humans are simply toys to be amused, I see her as thinking, I'm the smartest woman in the world. I'm sorry, the smartest person in the world. Yes. Man, I'm just totally just feeding into this show. She's the smartest person in the world. Therefore, why wouldn't she be the leader? So I see her turning.
Yeah. But it's very impressive though that Homelander with all his, because he's not a dumb person. He's fairly intelligent. He's very strategic, but he knows he's smart enough to realize that, you know what? First of all, I need somebody who's not a yes man. Second of all, I'm going to allow her to speak her mind and I'm going to take a back seat whenever I need her to be smart. right? He is allowing that to happen. She's still a little nervous about it. And he told her, he goes, look, I'm not going to kill you. All right. I need you to say and do what you're going to do and say, and I will, follow suit. And so she just wanted to make sure that deal was on the table before she started coming in, because, anybody who disagrees with Homelander for a little bit is going to get a laser right through his forehead, man. Took a page right out of Superman's book from, what was that? Was it Dark Knight?
Hmm?
I don't know. One of those alternate, what do they call the alternate realities in DC?
Elseworlds.
Elseworlds. Yeah. It's from one of the
Yeah.
Elseworld books where Superman was lobotomizing everybody, like Doomsday. And yeah, it was cool.
I got to read that. So let's talk about the main characters. So on the 7, who do you see progressing or changing at all?
It was nice to see the Deep step up, because Sister Sage is like, why do you let that, the publicist, the redhead chick, I can't remember her name. Why do you let her talk to you like that? Why do you allow her to tell you what to do? You are so much stronger than her. You could snap her neck like that, And he's like, yeah, you're right. So the Deep is already showing a little bit more backbone, right? He's still hiding his extra octopus in the closet because he's afraid of Homelander making him eat this one like he did the last one. It's interesting to see. I think he could be one that could actually take the other side, go against Homelander. I mean, of course, you've got, oh my gosh, the fast guy. What's the fast guy's name? A-Train, right? you got A-Train, who's like, they're already working the system to like A-Train, he's turning over information on him. He's worried that Sister Sage is going to find out. He's helping out the boys a little bit. And Mother's Milk is like, yeah, we're going to turn him. I know somebody when they're about to turn, and that's A-Train right now. So I don't know if he can outrun Homelander. If he can, that would help, but he can't fight him.
Does he still have his powers, or did he lose them?
Oh, he got him back.
Yeah, and I don't know if he's as strong as he used to be, but he's there. And then,
yeah.
And who else? We still have Black Noir, right?
Black Noir, who's now new Black Noir, so that's interesting.
Yeah, and who knows what this guy's gonna be like?
Right.
You could tell he's already a little disgusted, because Joe, there was this scene where like Homelander's like, take these baseball bats, gave one to the Deep, gave one to Black Noir, and gave one to A-Train. And he's like, okay, I need you to beat those 3 men to death. And they're like, what? And so they had to do it because, of course, they're afraid of Homelander. And they did it basically to frame
Starlight. The
Starlight's people. So it's interesting. Homelander even tried to get the Deep just to see how far he would go to do something to A-Train, and it was about to happen. And he's like, stop it. You guys are fools.
So Captain America is he still in the show?
No.
He's dead.
He died?
Yeah.
What? Who killed him?
Didn't he explode himself?
Yeah, him and Maeve like went through a window. But Maeve is still alive somewhere, but like with one arm, one leg, an eye.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what else I hate? Is a musical number.
Well, they put it into that really quick.
Yeah, but the worst thing that ever happened to Marvel, among many things, was Rogers the Musical. Joe and I had to sit through it, at least a portion of it, and I had to wake up just to be pissed off and then go back to sleep. That's how bad that Rogers the Musical crap was. So there's a musical number. There's a musical number in this, and it's intentionally offensive, and it's trying to make a point, but it misses because it's so blatant in its effort to make a point. It's, dare I say, lazy writing. So, yeah.
It seems like they're just taking a page out of current political stances and, cranking it up to 11 and making fun of everything all at once.
Yeah. And it's not.
Yeah, leave that to South Park.
Oh my gosh. It's like Joe just called it. This show is now South Park. It's superhero South Park. That's what it is.
It totally is.
Yeah, it's wow. Well, episode over. Moving on. Um,
Hashtag next.
Joe or Alfonso, what do you think of Firecracker, Jubilee, Southern Jubilee?
Yeah. She's funny, dude. She is funny. At first, hated her so much and cuz she's that Karen who's just riling everything up, right?
Mhm,
And super militant, super, like rednecky.
mhm,
But when you find out why she's acting the way she is, I'm like, oh, oh. So the main thing is Starlight when she was young, her whole backstory is she was on the circuit for
pageant scene.
pageant. Yeah, she was on the pageant scene, right? And her mom really super manipulated her, made her into a real hateful person. And Starlight made fun of Firecracker, and like it got back to the judges, it got back to everybody. So that girl, like, she was so embarrassed talking to, because Starlight made up this rumor that she was, we'll say, taking care of the judges, and the judges, that's why she won something. Only reason why she's on the pageant circuit. And it ruined her career. So she had to drop out of the limelight. So since then, she's harbored a hatred towards Starlight. Now, how much does she believe in this thing she's behind? Who knows? But her main purpose there is just basically to take Starlight down. And she had a really good fight scene with Kimiko, and she was doing pretty good with against her for a bit, and that went kind of array. How'd you like that fight scene, Dukes?
Yeah, that was lazy writing too. Let me tell you what. Okay, two things. First of all, I'm going to say this. I'm a nerd. I'm a nerd by blood, not relation, and I've been a nerd by blood for numerous many years. And I assure you that there were people on the playground who said some things that probably hurt my feelings, that probably made the young lady say, you know what? I'm not going to go to the prom with Dukes. Probably someone said something that probably made someone pull my chair at graduation. I don't know. But I feel like the way that you overcome that situation is by winning. You become the better person. You go back to your high school reunion and you say, damn, y'all, I see most of us stopped going to the gym. Damn, y'all, I see some of us are still trying to live our glory days instead of growing up and moving forward and having real lives, right? So her having this whole vendetta instead of just growing up and being better and actually becoming a better person, that's dumb. Maybe someone does that. I don't know. I don't know anyone who does that, where it's like, I'm going to live my entire life to get back at someone because they started a rumor about me. That's just dumb. So that's my first thing. That is, as the philosophers say, lazy writing. Now, here's the other point of lazy writing, okay? Before she fights Kimiko, she has to say what? Well, I do these firecrackers and I'm strong. The only reason she said that was so when it was time to fight Kimiko, you'd be like, oh, well, that's why she can fight Kimiko, because she's strong. Come on, dude. Come on, man. Why are you doing this to me? Alfonso made me sit through 3 episodes of this nonsense.
Yeah, it's lazy writing. It's a bad idea. But you know what? There are people like that. They're just so petty and they got nothing better to do than to hate. I still got haters out there, man. I don't care. It's hilarious that they're so angry with me. I love the fact that I have power over them. And it wasn't because I was a jerk or something. It's probably just because their girl liked me more. It wasn't my fault.
I think that's what it was. Now I'll say this. If y'all, because you hate Alfonso, want to cancel Alfonso, you can't do that. Everybody loves Alfonso, okay? You can't cancel this dude. You need to find a new person to be pissed off at, because it won't be Alfonso. So your girl liked Alfonso. That's not his fault. That's not Alfonso's fault. Sorry. When you go back to the high school reunion, they're going to look at Alfonso and be like, he's the one who got away. That's not Alfonso's fault. That's your fault, bro. You had 20 plus years that you could have hit the gym. You could have invested in some crypto coins, but you didn't. Now you still got to contend with Alfonso. So get over it.
Where's that episode at? I'll watch that episode.
That's going to be on our found footage movie that we're making, coming in 2026.
Hey, let's do a Tubi movie, dude. I'm down.
Dude, I'm down to do a Tubi movie. Anyone who wants to be in our Tubi movie, just go ahead and email alan@imnwo.com. We get you in. You can have a walk-on scene. All you got to do is work for free.
Right. And
Join
if you
Alfonso.
donate to our Patreon.
If you donate to our Patreon, we'll be able. You know what? Both of you guys got iPhones. Okay, people film complete movies on iPhones. Okay, so we don't want to use my my like 2010 Android, but we can use your iPhones to make that movie.
And when you reach X-Men status or the ninja status or the Duke status, there's extra perks in it for you.
You'll be able to have a speaking role.
You might be able to make me a sandwich.
You'll be able to walk on and say, "Damn you, Alfonso, you took my girl." You could be that guy.
Yeah.
Or that girl.
So let's see here. Is there anyone else in the 7 we need to cover? I think we covered everybody.
Yeah, there's not quite 7 yet.
Yeah, that's right, because they're keeping an open space for how can we not mention Ryan?
Ryan. Oh,
Yeah.
Ryan.
Yeah, I don't care about Ryan. Ryan is Homelander's son, his
You hate
biological son with Butcher's
What
wife.
did they time skip?
No.
No. Basically, what happened was she had a son. She hid him from Homelander. So this
I
kid's
remember
about
that.
like what 15 or whatever.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
Homelander
it's
finds
15
out.
now.
Yeah. So there's no time skip. It's just like, so now basically Homelander's like, love me, but he's about to flip and say like, I don't want anyone to love me. But Billy Butcher's like, oh, I want you to love me because I'm a jerk and I'm gonna die soon. So
He's like, eat these cookies. Dude, Billy Butcher made some cookies laced with fentanyl to, to make him a little more easy to capture, because he was like, we got to capture him and we got to get him to not be brainwashed anymore.
yeah,
Bruv.
it's nobody cares about Ryan. This whole Ryan story where Ryan's supposed to be the person who can kill Homelander. Who cares?
That's Invincible. They're just trying to redo
Is the
Invincible.
mom dead now?
Yeah, she's been dead for a while.
Oh, okay.
Since like end of season 3.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know if you know, but so that was Billy Butcher's wife. Homelander
I remember
stole her and defiled her, got her pregnant, and then didn't know that they had a kid. Right? Is that how it worked?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been an interesting turn of events there. But Ryan, I totally called it from day one. Like, so they're trying to, in the public eye, bring Ryan out, right? So they script this whole thing where there's a little girl that's being held captive, and Ryan's gonna come save her, and there's a stunt man who's like, you could hit me a little harder, I could take more than you think, throw me a little further, it's okay. And I'm like, oh, Ryan's gonna kill this guy as soon as I heard that. So he's the whole thing's going down, and there's supposed to be Ryan's big coming out, right? And Homelander, lands right there because he's got to have the spotlight. And Ryan's like, dang, dad. And, Homelander's like, you need to smile, kid. And then Ryan grabbed that guy, and he just like threw him into a building like a block away, just demolished him. And everybody was like, yeah, because they're all super stoked that, these superheroes can do that. And I don't know. It's like the public eye does not care about human life at all.
Right. Which is, it's interesting. I would say if you were to say that there is a portion of our current public that doesn't necessarily associate reality as being real, so to speak, I could definitely see that as a parallel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, here's my thing, right? That was telegraphed a million miles away. That wasn't a surprise to anyone. We knew he was going to kill that dude. It's like, dude, like, it just, nothing about this show is making me go, whoa. It's just like, oh, okay, well, I sat 30 minutes and now it happened.
I mean, you weren't excited to see Kamiko's sister, her long lost sister that she's been looking for?
No. Maybe if it in some way moved, like if it did something, it was just like, oh, it's her sister, the sister we forgot about. Kimiko suddenly having all these flashbacks to her time of being captured because lazy writing. They're going to bring back her sister. Okay. You know, it's like, come on, y'all. So let's run through the boys as far as
Yes.
their development. Okay, so number one, I'll say we may all recall when Chadwick Boseman had cancer and everybody was like, giggle, giggle, giggle. He's losing weight. He looks so bad. If someone loses weight, you have two options, right? Say, good on you, bruv, for losing weight, or shut your effing mouth, bro. Okay. Like you complain about people when they're too fat. Okay. Now I'll say this, right? If you want to be chubby, holla at your boy. Okay. Now I'm not talking about Dukes because not talking about Dukes because Dukes got a Duchess, but holla at your boy, okay? I'm speaking for Joe right now, the single guy in the group. But let me say this: if you want to be chubby, do your thing. If you want to be skinny, do your thing. But don't effing body shame. And that's what America's doing. They're like, oh, mother's milk is skim milk. Mother's milk is, bro, if he wants to be on whatever drug to lose weight, but how do we know that brother wasn't at the gym? You know what I'm saying? Right? Because honestly, there's not much difference in his weight loss. It's like what, maybe 20, 30 pounds, and he shaved. And I remember what Joe and Alfonso told me: when you shave, it makes you look completely different, right? Don't do that. Don't shave. Don't shave. The only reason you should shave is if you have to cosplay. That's it.
The only reason.
Only reason.
Yo, Joe.
Yeah. So obviously, I'll say the Mother's Milk character, I feel like they're disrespecting him. Let me say this one more time, right? Oh, it's my soapbox. You put a black man in charge and then proceed to knock him down every chance you get. You say that his African-American wife was with a white dude because this white dude had a very large whatever. Okay, so you put a black man in charge, then you proceed to knock him down every chance you get and also denigrate his manhood. And the public goes after him because he's losing weight. F you, public. F you.
Well, at least that new
you would
husband.
have thought I was talking, huh? You would have thought it was me off.
Sounded just like you. you got to lift your hand up like this to the box there, so it looks like you're pulling the puppet strings.
Yeah. So Alfonso, what's your thoughts on what they're doing with Mother's Milk?
Yeah, I mean, it's cool that he's in charge. You're right. They're making it difficult on him. I see it. You're right. They build him up to knock him down. And he's like, hey, you want Billy Butcher back? Take him back. And they're like, no, we don't want him. We want you. As far as the weight loss, no big deal. Again, what I'm most concerned with is the fact that he shaved his beard. He doesn't look like himself anymore. It's like you got to have that beard. It was such a nice beard, man. It was sharp,
Yeah.
and that the mustache ain't cutting. And if you're gonna do a mustache like that, you got to do the Tom Selleck. It's got to be like this tall. You know what I mean?
Or handlebars.
Handlebars. Yeah, brother.
But you got to remember too, like they don't work a regular job like us. You know what I mean? So they're getting paid to train. So the guy can wake up every day, hire a chef that feeds him to hit his macros or calories or whatever diet he's doing to get cut, and then work out like 2 days and not have to worry about paying their bills, because his body is paying his bills. So like it's not like us where we're working full-time jobs. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, acting is a full-time job, but they're getting a lot of time to train in the time that they're not working to get to that shape because that's part of their job. So anybody could be in good shape if like they're paying you to work out.
Oh, yeah.
And that's all you're doing to get ready for the part.
Yeah. And I never thought he was fat. I thought he was buff. And if anything, he's lost muscle. And it's like, stress does that. It was pretty cool. I was rewatching episode 1 before we started here. And remember, one of his things was he was very OCD. And now that he's in charge, so you got to kind of put that aside because you don't want to show any kind of weakness. But he was sitting there while people are doing things, and he's reading a book called Overcoming OCD. I'm like, look at him. That was, I like that little thing they stuck in there. That was
nice.
But everybody's looking about him getting skinny.
Yeah. That's what we're gonna focus on. That's 50%, 80% of the memes I've seen. So you know what, America. If your kids are listening, ladies, gentlemen, and knights of the Nerd World Order, I apologize because I said F you, America, and I just said it again. I'm sorry. But I mean it, America. you can get the finger. Guess which one? The middle. Warm it up, Chris. Anyway, so let's move on to when did this happen? Okay, and this one is like, I think Joe would have just turned it off when this happened. Maybe I didn't see this coming. Maybe I should have seen this coming. Suddenly, Frenchie decides that his proclivities move in multiple directions. Maybe that was alluded to before, and I just didn't see it. Plus, now he's like on narcotics all the time. I understood that, maybe once in a while, but now he's just like all the time. And I guess that would be a side effect because, okay, this doesn't make any sense, right? So he kills someone's family, and
Right.
then through all degrees of lazy writing, 6 degrees of lazy writing, he happens to come in contact with the child of the people for whom he killed, and then he starts a romantic relationship with said person, which
Right.
then causes him to engage in all sort of narcotics before going into battle with I don't know who. What? Alfonso, break this down for me. What am I missing?
So they did allude to the fact that he is a recovering drug addict. They've talked about that before. They've talked about how he was trying to be better. They did bring up the fact that he was bisexual before, that he dated men, he dated women. He's French. It's what they do, right? So they, it was all there, and he loves Kimiko, and he loves her, and she's not returning his love, and she's, he's concerned that, it's never going to happen. He's depressed, right? So then he starts some turn or the other. Somehow they stayed in the same circles. He ends up, with this guy, he doesn't really want to be there, but he is finding solace in this guy's arms. And at the same time, he's feeling like crap because he still loves Kimiko. So he turns back to drugs, to try to, settle everything. And, before they talked about, I guess, in the before times that he would be completely high and he'd be out there, fighting whatever. And he decided to take some, hallucinogenics, and, he's following Kimiko in the battle, to have her back, and he doesn't have her back because he's too busy seeing bubbles and rubber duckies popping out of the, dead bodies that are being cut open. That was a pretty funny scene, but yeah, so he wasn't there for her, and he's super concerned that, somehow all his past is going to come back to haunt him, that somebody's going to tell this guy that it was him who killed his family. And, I feel bad for the guy. I really like the character. He's always been a lot of fun. He's got the, the best quips and one-liners. It'd be nice if for some reason Kimiko could return his love, because, that's what he needs.
Right. I agree with that. I think I do like Kimiko and Frenchie together. So Alfonso schooled me. Apparently he has had various proclivities for a while. He's been, engaging in narcotics before going into battle for a while. That's why we have Alfonso. It's not just X-Men knowledge he brings us. It's knowledge from a variety of areas. So here's my thing. Alfonso thought this was pretty cool. I am so gosh darn tired of seeing the scene where, this person's on drugs. Therefore, look at how everything is crazy to them. Look at this crazy scene. Come on, man. Like, really? Like, what comes to mind to me? Have you guys ever seen the movie Strays?
About the animals?
It's about the dogs. There's dogs are walking around. There's a scene, right?
No, I know what you're talking about, but no, I didn't.
Okay, same thing, right? Or like all these movies were like, look, this person is on some form of hallucinogen. Look at all the crazy things they see. It's like, come on, man. Like, it's played out, man. It's done. Give me something else. Find a different way to do it. What is Sister Sage seeing when she lobotomizes herself? That would be different. Why?
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, she's seeing reality TV. How mind-numbing it is.
I mean, for her, maybe it's like this great documentary because she's lobotomized herself. Give me something like that where it's different. Don't be lazy. But I'm sorry, season 4 of The Boys. This season could be called lazy writing.
Hey, when do you think like the show jumped the shark?
Now, I don't want to be agreeing with Joe but I would say, I don't know which episode it was, but there was this guy and he was traveling down a tunnel and he lifted up his hands and then he
Yes.
sneezed. And
Yeah.
it was like that was their signifying, hey, this is the best we've got. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah, that was something else.
that was something else.
Yeah.
But it wasn't something else. It was the beginning of what's to follow. It wasn't something else. It's all they're giving us now.
Right. That's all they're giving us. It's
I
around
mean,
every corner.
come on. Look at the multiple man, right? He's in the sauna doing what? Why? What do we get out of that?
Pink eye. That's what you get out of that.
Well played, Alfonso. Well played.
That was so
Do you
they
remember?
worked-
Do you remember Borat?
yeah.
Yes.
You remember it was funny, and then he came out with the next one that wasn't good at all.
Bruno. He did the Bruno.
Yeah,
movie.
Bruno, and it was
Yeah.
like it seemed like an hour, but it's probably like 10 minutes of him just naked swinging around. Like that's what I feel The Boys is. Like I'm just gonna do this just to say because I can, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's just
Yeah.
amazing how like you can do that and get up to 4 seasons, and then you're gonna do a 5th season. It's just how?
Yeah. It's an obligatory 5th season at this point, just so they close it out. But it's, man.
The multiple man I just looked up, his name is Splinter, which is a cool name.
That's
for somebody
right.
who, you know.
It's a cool name, but I mean, just everything about that guy was just, he was a sight gag. He
Yeah.
was a sight gag that was completely unnecessary, you know? So,
Joe, there was a special guest star in one episode. You want to take a guess at who that comedian was? Probably one of the highest paid comedians right now for movies.
Kevin Hart.
Taller, wider, curly hair.
Carrot Top.
that's a pretty good one.
Yeah, Will Ferrell. Will Ferrell actually made a cameo in it.
Interesting.
They're making this A-Train movie where A-Train is like in the ghetto slinging yayo. Is it yayo? Is that what it's called? And Will Ferrell comes in. What was his part in that movie? He was
a coach.
Yeah, he was a coach. We believed in you and you let us down, that kind of coach.
Yeah. So basically it was The Blind Side with A-Train.
That's right.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, come on. Will Ferrell can't even save this show, bro.
But he tried real hard. Yeah. So let's see here. We've covered Kimiko, Frenchie. Anything else you want to cover about Butcher?
Yeah, Butcher. I mean, Billy Butcher. I think that character is so good. I mean, he's always so rough and tough and grumble, and like everything he does is total, badass. He's making cookies. He went out and he bought 2 bags of groceries at Target. He opens up the eggs, the milk. He puts it on an apron, and he's sitting there whisking up the eggs, and he just still looks so like, oh. I was like, yeah, that's my man.
Did you catch all the product placement?
Yeah,
in this episode? Yeah, it was a lot. I was like, I get it, but it's like, whoa. Like, wow, he went to Target. I noticed that.
Right.
There was some other things where I was like, yo, they're straight calling out brands,
Right. They were.
It was weird. Yeah, it was definitely a bit, I'm sure they got paid for that. Billy Butcher to me has been a one-trick pony for 3 seasons. And even though now he's like on this thing where he's trying to change, he's still just Billy Butcher.
Yeah. It was pretty cool, Joe. There was a scene where him and Homelander came face to face, and Homelander, does his little X-ray vision. He's like, "Oh, you got a pretty big tumor there. That doesn't look good. You're not gonna make it, are you?" And he's like kind of laughing at him.
Yeah, it's so it's Billy Butcher. Oh, Huey. Who cares, man? Who cares? He's mad at his mom. His mom came back. Nobody. I didn't even know his mom was gone. Well,
remember, it was just him and his dad the whole time, and
which is fine.
Right.
which is
yeah.
fine.
Like, yeah,
It's unnecessary drama.
it is. It is. They're just trying to add a little bit more drama into it. But you got Simon Pegg, man. Simon Pegg he's a national treasure, I guess, for Britain, but he's a national treasure, right? I love Simon Pegg. And so far his only contribution is laying there, in the bed with his iPhone wires like this.
So I always thought that Simon Pegg was Irish, but I don't know.
Is he Irish? No. He's British.
No, wait. He played Mr. Scott, right?
He did. But he added that accent. Haven't you seen
I know I haven't.
They have a lot of movies, dude. Like
Shaun of the Dead.
I've never seen any of his movies. I've never
Shaun
seen
of the Dead is
one
pretty
of his
good.
movies.
It's so good.
Also, the one where he was a cop.
Yeah, Hot Fuzz. Hot Fuzz is really good too.
Yeah, never seen
That
it.
was good
Never seen
too.
it. Yeah, never seen it.
Interesting, but you waste your time watching The Boys.
We gotta have a watch party.
We always say we're going to have a watch party, and then we never do.
It's the Cornell trilogy: Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead, and World's End.
Yeah, I'll watch all three.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Hmm.
World's End is about alien invasion, right?
Apparently, he's British.
Yeah, he's British.
Who knew? Not me.
You got red on you. It's a lot.
So yeah, I don't know. So that leaves Huey. We're forgetting one person. Let's see.
Starlight.
Bruv. What?
Don't get mad she lost weight.
Oh, did she? Like she got a considerable amount of facial reconstruction, which good on her because she wanted to do it. Now I'll say this. I don't understand, and it's none of my business. She was a very attractive young lady before. Joe used to say that all the time. And I was like, I'm glad you said that, Joe, because I never look at anyone else as my wife. So she was a very attractive young lady before, according to Joe. I really have to wonder why she found it necessary to make changes, because I think most of the world, Joe, looked at her and said, man, she's really beautiful. So that just really puzzles me, because of course you saw the trolls on the interwebs, complaining about the way that she looked. And I'm just like, if she wants to make changes, but I didn't understand it. Yeah. Now let me say that
sometimes. Oh, sorry, bro. Go ahead.
No, go for it, bro. Go.
I think sometimes like it doesn't matter what everybody thinks; it's how you feel and how you think. And so maybe in her mind she thought she wasn't as attractive as she wants to be. Maybe she wanted her face a little thinner, or maybe I think I might have saw some before and after pictures. I didn't really look at it too much, but people were hating. But people are gonna hate anyway. So at the end of the day, just do what you think that's gonna make you feel good, and if that's your decision that you think you need that to be better, because I see a lot of young girls too, like they be doing Botox and you're like, wow, you're too young, or they'll have lip injections, like to make their lips fuller, and it's like they look fine before that, but I can't speak, because I can speak for men, because men, we just like whatever. It is what it is, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like
we just
can't
grow a beard.
it. Yeah, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Where women in their mind, if they feel like they need to do something to boost themselves up, then they do it.
Yeah, I think some guys like I have friends who got like hair transplants or plugs or something like that.
Right.
So I think if the resources are there, guys will do it. But to your point, Joe, I feel like society sees it as normal for women, but for men, it's like, oh, why would you bother? You're a guy. Who cares how you look?
Yeah. Yeah, because like, look, dude, I can't grow hair anymore. Now, if I rolled up with some hair, dudes would be like, really, dude? Really? You need a hair that bad? You know what I mean? Like, come on, dude. Like, why?
Like my forehead's much bigger than it used to be.
Shout out to my barber though, but like there's like some new thing. I guess they put little black dots.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what it's called. Like he said, yeah, I'll do that to you. It would look really good on you. It looked like you have a full head. I said, bro, I'm 51. The battle has been lost. It's done. I don't need that anymore. Why would I need that? I mean, maybe if I was in my 20s, and I felt like I needed something,
Yeah.
But I'm 51. I'm past that. Like I really don't need. I look good. I'm glad I'm very thankful. My head's round. Like my belly. So I'm in good shape, man. So I can grow facial hair to your point, Alf. So it's like, hey, yeah.
Man,
But
Joe's
one
looking
place
so
doesn't grow, the other will grow.
Joe's looking so good that there's people on the internet trying to look like him, putting out videos.
Dude, did you send that to Alan?
I did it. I'll send it.
There was like another one. It was like well, the Power Ranger dude looked like me too. Remember, Alan? Like we were like,
Oh yeah, yeah,
I think it was like a Red
Uh-huh.
Ranger.
yeah.
And he was looking at me like bro. And that was before I had the beard. So it's like,
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yep.
So I mean, it
Uh,
happens.
Yep. So the Starlight character, I don't want to be Starlight anymore. Dude, that looks like Joe.
That's not Joe.
That totally looked like Joe.
I'm gonna send
That's
it to you right now.
wild. Like, oh, I don't want to be Starlight anymore. I'm trying to create the Starlighters. I'm trying to make change. It's not hitting. It's just not coming through. You know why? Because nobody ever cared about Starlight. She was always a little bit too like perfect.
Mhm.
So you don't care about this transition because you could never identify with her. So
Yeah.
that's my thought. Yeah.
I don't know, man. Haters are gonna hate, right? To your point, Alan.
Yeah, haters gonna hate no matter
That's what
you
Taylor
do.
Swift says.
Is that really what she said?
Players gonna play.
Haters gone. Was this a players gone? Play gone. Play gone. Haters gone. Hate, right, or something like that. Shake it up. I don't know.
I only
something
know.
like that.
I
know.
only
I'm
know the
butchering it.
song because I saw The Rock do this one time. It's like players gonna play.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
Wow. Okay. Well, I guess I'm not in that Taylor Swift demographic. Sorry.
Well, if you watch football, I mean, all football fans like Taylor Swift now because of I don't know who's she dating, Mahomes or something.
No, not Mahomes. Come on, Joe. What's his name?
Kelsey.
Kelsey Grammer. That's it.
But, okay, wait. Is it just
No,
me or does the Mahomes guy
Travis
look like Kid and
Kelce.
Play?
Oh, totally.
Yeah, Mahomes is totally Kid and Play.
What is it,
No,
Joe?
not even. Oh, not even, dude.
Totally
He doesn't
does, bro.
No, he does not. He does not look like Kid.
You even know which one we're talking about. I said both.
He said Kid and Play, right?
Well,
Yeah,
but it couldn't be.
Yeah,
It couldn't
but-
be play, dude. Come on now. Couldn't be play.
No, bro. If it was Kid and Play, I would be Kid, even though I have no hair, and Alan would be Play. Because the light
That's
skinny brother
facts.
and the dark skinny brother.
That
You know
is
what I'm saying?
facts.
You know what I'm saying? Hola, hola, hey.
Could you guys ever do that
Roll,
dance?
roll,
I
roll,
tried.
Play now.
I never tried it. I
You know,
never
like
tried it.
where
I'm
you
sure
know what,
Joe
actually,
could do it.
jump over.
Me and Kareem did it.
Nice.
Yeah.
We
That's
would
pretty
when we would sea walk, we did a little thing. It was kind of cool.
That is pretty cool, dude.
Yeah, I
Did
don't
you guys
know
do
what
that
song
in
we did it
TJ?
to. No, it was in that was in our Oceanside days, bro. I think it was
Oh, okay.
by the pier. It used to be called Margarita Rocks, but now it's called Cabo Girl. But yeah, we used to do it in
Gotcha.
there.
Nice. That's pretty nice.
Huh.
So I think we have demolished every character in The Boys for season 4. Joe, you didn't miss very much.
But you should watch it.
You should watch it. Because everything
I
you
don't
hated,
know if I can do it.
everything you hated about season 3 is just amplified in season 4.
See, I can't do that.
So I'm going to give you my final thoughts, and then Alfonso, I need you to clean this up. Lazy writing and trash. Go ahead, Alfonso.
Strong character development. I'm not going to say strong character development. Visually stunning master. Well, no, there's a, it's all in good fun. That's all I can say about that. It's all in good fun.
Well, you know what else is in good fun, ladies, gentlemen, and knights of the Nerdwood Order? If you've made it to the end of this episode, you need to tell all your friends to subscribe to the Nerdwood Order broadcast. Here's what you can do. Just send them a link. You're listening to us on Spotify. Upper right-hand corner, click. There's a little arrow. Send it to all your friends, right? Everyone you hate because they stole your girl in high school, send it to them. Send it to everyone you know. Tell your mom, tell your pastor, tell your barber, to listen to the Nerd World Order broadcast. So until next time, ladies, gentlemen, and knights of the Nerd World Order, I am NWO.
We are NWO.
Nerds Redefined. Booyah!